welcome back to At Home with Justina. So starting today, we'll be switching things up a little bit. We will be alternating what we do. Today will be inside, tomorrow will be outside, and we're just going to try to keep that pattern going. The only time we'll probably be doing double inside, so on and so forth, it's like days that it's raining or something like that. So for today, we'll be finishing up room 1. We will be taking down the last wall and then moving on to room 2, the room that we are currently in. In room 2, we will start with the doors. I am going to try to keep the doors. I'm not going to just rip them off and toss them away. They are solid wood doors, and solid wood doors aren't cheap. So I'm going to repurpose what I can in this home. I'm going to try to have that mindset throughout this entire process. So after we get rid of the doors, I'm going to move on to the trim around the doors and windows, then move on to the crown, then the baseboard. Then we move on to the walls. The walls is where you can actually see the progress. And then, of course, that's also where we make the biggest mess. And then the windows, I am intentionally being careful with those because those have to stay in place for as long as possible for right now. They're very costly as well, so I'm having to keep those for as long as possible. And then another thing we are not tackling at the moment is the ceilings. If you have ever done this type of work, you know dealing with insulation is not nice. I don't feel like dealing with having insulation drop down on me daily. So I'm going to do every room in the house and then go through and drop all the ceilings at one time, clean up the mess at once. And then another thing I'd like to address is why I normally do voiceovers. There's no power and water here. So I normally have a generator running in the background. So it's a lot easier for me to do a voiceover and maybe play some music or whatever the case may be and just let y'all watch the video. Because that generator is loud, and I'm not talking about just a little loud, I'm talking about very loud because it echoes off of the walls. So yeah, that's the process that we're going to go through today. I'm just going to go with the flow and try not to get overwhelmed with the whole process. So I hope you enjoy the video today. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the good things. I hope you enjoy. So here we are continuing in bedroom 1, taking down all the trim. And this trim, y'all, it's not easy to come down. I don't know what type of nails they used back then, but Lord have mercy, those things were stuck. And then I pushed a hole in the wall so I could start getting the wall down, and you can see that I examined it a couple times and I realized, hey, this is actual sheetrock and not press board or whatever they used back then. And sheetrock is more like concrete rock if you ask me. But it comes down quite easy because I mean, look at that big old piece, y'all. And I just continue taking it down, and of course I have to examine the mold in the wall, and I'm just like, oh, seriously, man. But yeah, it comes down quite easy, and then I make a mess, and then I have to clean it up.
I don't mind making the mess, y'all. I hate cleaning it up. But anyway, enjoy the cleanup process, I guess. Alright, so we're officially in room 2. We already took the doors off. No, I didn't remove the screws or anything from the door frames or from the door. I just knocked the pins out of the hinge and removed the doors that way. And the trim around the doors, fairly easy to get off. Some of them were a little stuck and I had to fight with it a little bit, but it wasn't that hard. Like here, I'm actually fighting with that one a little bit. There it goes. And the tops for some reason come off a little bit easier than the sides, but I don't know. And then this shelf right here, y'all, I had a fight with that thing. I thought it was a Phillips head screw, but it wasn't. It was a star bit, and I didn't have the right side star bit. So I just said, all right, well, let's just get mad at it. And I started hitting it with the hammer and everything else. And, well, it come down. So that's all I needed. And I was able to take that piece of trim off. And then I moved on to the crown. And then I believe I actually had to move the camera. But I'm not actually sure. But then I started taking the rest of the trim down. I've got all the trim out of the room before I started knocking down the walls. The only thing that really gave me problems for real in the room was the baseboards. The baseboards, they were stuck. I mean, stuck. But anyway, hope you enjoy. So right there you'll see I actually put my gloves on. I realized there was actually mold up there on the wall and the trim. So I was like, yeah, it's time to put the gloves on. I don't feel like touching that. So yeah, I decided to actually take extra precaution. I already had my mask on, so I mean, at least I was taking that precaution. And then right there, I accidentally hit the camera. My bad, y'all. But anyway. And Ellie decided to join us while we were taking up the baseboards, y'all. She was kind of mad at me. I had to put the training collar on her because she kept trying to run off into the woods while I'm working. I can't work and chase after her too. And y'all, please don't come at me in the comments about it's wrong, whatever. I do not have to shock her. She only has to have the beep. So, but yeah, she's kind of mad at me. So, she stays right there for a good while. But anyway. So all the trim's off, and now I'm trying to get the walls down, and it's that press board stuff, and it, for the most part, it does not like to come down in big sheets like that. It likes to break apart in little bitty pieces like that right there. So I mean, I don't like that stuff at all. And poor Ellie, she was still in the room. As you can see, I try to walk her out. You can see her through the window right there. I try to let her go outside, and then she just comes right back in. But I gave up after that. And then I realized I forgot the piece of trim under the window, so I had to go and take it off. And I struggled with that one too, about as hard as I did with the baseboard. But I finally got it. And then I realized that the press board walls are on 3 of the walls in this room. It's on the one that backs up to the bathroom that I was just taking off, on the wall that I'm doing now, and on the other wall that's next to it. And that junk is not easy trying to come off in pieces like that. I did not like it. And I realized right here that the roof has been leaking right there, but that is also where all the leaves are on the roof. So yeah, the sheetrock or pressboard walls or whatever, it was a little bit more destroyed than the wood itself, so I guess that's a plus. And then right there I realized there's the rat's nest, so I stuck the crowbar in there hoping that there's nothing in there. So there wasn't nothing in there, which is a good thing. And then I just continued taking the walls down. But and then I come across another rat's nest or mouse nest or whatever right there. No, I gotta get all that out still. Alright, so about right here, I come across something really shocking, y'all. I don't like it at all. That is a rattlesnake skin. No, thank you. I'm guessing he was going after that rat, mouse, whatever nest up there. But yeah, I got to do something about the snakes in the wall. Luckily, I have not come across a live snake yet, because we might have to burn the place down, y'all. No, I'm just joking. But I would not be in there if there was a live snake. Alright, so this part I'm about to show y'all, I don't know if y'all were able to see it or not, but it's like a straight pin in the wall. I come very close to getting my finger on it. That would have really hurt, y'all. Alright, so now that we're done making a mess, all the way out to there, now let's get it cleaned up. I figured y'all wouldn't want to watch the whole cleanup process, so I just gave y'all a little bit of it. So yeah, it was a long process, about 10 bags worth of stuff. Alright, so end of day 2 demo, and this is room 1. This is the wall that I had to take down in here, and as you can see, you can somewhat see the mold here. I turn on the flashlight, you can see it a little bit better. So yeah, the wall doesn't look, or the sheetrock doesn't look the greatest, but the boards look great. And then the rest of the room y'all seen in a previous video. So end of day 2 in room 1. We head over to room 2. And all the walls are down. And that wall right there butts up to the bathroom, which I have to say is probably the worst wall. You can see the mold somewhat on the wall. You can really see it bad right here. I mean, yeah, that doesn't look good. And the roof has been leaking there. And all down that corner was pretty rotten. And there's the mouse, rat's nest, whatever that might be. So I've got to still get rid of that. But yeah, that entire, the wood's good, but the sheetrock, pressboard, whatever, it was gone in that corner. And then under the tub here, the subfloor still looks great for as old as the subflooring is. So I should be able to keep the subfloor under the tub. I don't know about the rest of the bathroom, but that one looks good. The wood itself throughout this entire room is still in good shape. So I probably should be able to just spray it down with a mold mildew remover and kill it. And there you see there's mold on the inside of that wall too, and that's an interior wall, and there's mold on that wall as well. And then the floors in this room are a lot better than the other room. Oh look, the other mouse rat's nest. So yeah. And then that was the wall that I found the snake skin in. I'm guessing he was headed up towards the mouse or rat. But yeah, you can see that the floors are a little bit better shape. And there's Ellie. And she was like, what? Huh? Anyway, but yeah, I mean, room's done. So end of day 2. 2 rooms down. Now we just got the rest of the house to do, y'all.